Jake, has this week brought back any memories of last year?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I guess we're stuck at home at the moment, but yeah, we were able to train on Tuesday, which was great. But yeah, it is a little different at the moment, but we'll get through it.
Jake, has it felt like a disrupted week with the obviously going into isolation? Might be familiar, but I guess weren't sure when you were going to be heading to Melbourne.
Yeah, things have changed pretty quickly. We've got a young group, so we're able to adapt pretty quick to whatever happens. But the staff and that have put it on us as soon as possible, and we've just adapted as a group. But it's things have been pushed back a little bit. We got told last night we're going to Melbourne midday today, but things have changed, but it hasn't thrown us out too much.
Lloyd, how have you seen the stuff out of the season so far? 2 rounds, 2 fantastic wins and a big challenge in front of you this weekend in Richmond.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-0, we couldn't have asked for a better start, to be honest. But just as a group, the way we're playing our football at the moment, it's an exciting brand. Our young kids have really bought in as soon as they walked into the footy club and really added something different to our side, which has been great. And the opportunity this weekend, we couldn't ask for a better one. MCG against the best team over the last 3 or 4 years. We're really excited for that.
Have you been surprised how well the young fellas have slowed in and contributed from the start? I know there were big raps on all 3 of the draftees in particular, but they've sort of taken to it like duck to water straight away.
Yeah, they have. It's I've been very impressed by just how mature they are, how much they know about the game, their willingness to learn. As a group, they help each other, they drive each other to get better, to do extras. It's they're very talented footballers, but the way they work and the extras they do really makes them stand out to other first-year players.
Jake, what does it do for your own footy? Like, I'm 27 years old, you're obviously not old, but later in your career, and then you're going through a year where you only won 5 games last year, you might have been thinking it could have been tough for a couple of years, but to get that reinvigoration from the group, a couple of early wins, does it get you up and about?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously a couple of tough years previously, but as a group, just to see these guys come in and really buy in straight away, it gives us something to look forward to over the coming years. And for me, I've played in a couple of grand finals now, and obviously that they were losing ones. I really want to win a premiership, and to have these guys come in and buy in straight away is just going to give me more of an opportunity to hopefully reach that goal.
So, some of those earlier teams that you've been part of, and you've had that great success?
Yeah, definitely. It's all about weighted numbers, and I think their impact on games now has been huge. We're only obviously 2 games in. There's a lot of the season to still play out, but their ability to have an impact coming straight in. It's not just our first year guys. We've had guys like Chad Warner, Olive Florent. These blokes are just taking their game to another level, and just that weight of numbers across the board. Everyone's playing a role. Everyone's delivering. It just makes it easier for everyone else out there.
So, big challenge again coming up against the reigning premiers. What aspects of the Swans game do you think will match up well against Richmond's game?
Yeah, look, they're obviously great in a lot of areas, but we just think if we can bring that pressure around the footy, we've been really good at that the last 2 weeks. Try to squeeze the ground and just keep the ball in our forward half as long as possible. We feel we've got a really dangerous forward line down there with Haynes, Bud, Paps, the way Errol's come in. Logan's kicked goals in his first 2 games. We feel like if we can give them as much opportunity down forward, that we'll be able to kick a winning score.
What are your memories of the game against them last year? It was obviously a bit of a dog's breakfast and a bit of debate over who was responsible, but yeah, what are your sort of memories of that game?
Yeah, it was a bit of a tight tussle, obviously wet conditions. It wasn't very pretty football, but I guess, what I sort of spoke about before, just that pressure around the ball. It was wet conditions. It probably played into, that's why it played that way. But yeah, look, they play one up around the stoppage last year, I remember, and we played a spare back. I know Dimmer wasn't too happy with that, but we'll see how we go this week. But we look forward to the challenge against the best side that's run out the last 4 years.
And does it show how quickly things can turn, like not just in terms of wins, but you guys are sort of being held up as the benchmark of entertaining football now?
Yeah, it does turn around pretty quickly. Obviously, we've been able to kick a lot more goals these past 2 weeks than we did last year, so that obviously adds a lot of excitement. But Richmond were in a similar position 4 years ago. They'd come off a pretty bad year, and things turned pretty quickly. They had a lot of their young kids step up and have impact on games, and that's what we look to do going forward.
Jake, can you tell us what sort of influence the kids have had on the atmosphere around the club? Are they big personalities? Are they quiet? Are they hard workers? Can you tell us a bit about them and how the impact they're having?
Yeah, well, I guess the good thing, we're very lucky with obviously Braden and Errol coming through the QB Academy, Swans Academy. They spent a lot of time around the club the last year or two, and we've they've had the ability to train with us once or twice a week, playing with our reserves team, and I guess that for them to come in straight away, we've already got those relationships with them. We know how they play. I think that's certainly helped us, I guess, work them into our game style and give them the opportunity to use their strengths as footballers. And obviously Logan coming in, he sort of just jumped straight on board with those two guys, and he's just such a mature kid for his age. And as I said earlier, their willingness to learn, they're very driven. So it doesn't surprise me that the results that we're getting from those guys out in the field.
I saw Braden had an opportunity to kick out from the fence against Adelaide. You get a bit more of that on Saturday against Richmond?
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely one of his strengths. He's obviously a long left foot kick, very damaging with that. So we'll look to exploit that as much as we can. We can create a lot of run and carry off his disposal and his explosiveness. So he certainly brings it's a good part of his game.
Has it meant much of a change in your game? Because you obviously were one of the players that the team was often looking to get the ball into your hands, and now with Braden and Jordan Rawson as well in defence too, they're pretty nice kicks. So
yeah, absolutely.
Has the role changed a little bit?
It's been pretty similar, but I just feel that we've got more avenues out of there now, and obviously Dorso's taken his game to another level these first two games, which has been great. And I guess it just takes the pressure off other blokes to deliver. It's we've got these other options out of there, and weight of numbers. It's if we get these guys standing up each and every week, it's we're going to be a tough team to beat.
And you've got a couple of players in defence now that haven't played there, I guess, throughout your career, with Tom McCartan dropping back and George Hewitt as well now. So how is the group sort of gelling so quickly, just two games in with this back 6 or 7 that we have now?
Yeah, it's taken a little while. Obviously, we Tommy come in for the last 3 or 4 games last year and hadn't experienced that role, but played on some pretty damaging forwards in Charlie Dixon in Adelaide. He played on Hawkins when we played Geelong in the last game of the year, and that was obviously a great experience for him. But to get that sort of pre-season under his belt, he's really relished the opportunity down back, and I think Tom's ability to intercept mark, to read the play, he's a really strong one-on-one player. It adds a lot for us as a defensive group with that intercept mark and the way we can move the footy off that. George was obviously a late. He sort of just come down back before round 1, but Georgie's such a competitor. You can just man him up on anyone and know that he's going to get the job done. But his footy smarts as well has allowed him to get off the half back line and create for us.